All right, so welcome to Monday Night Training. It is the middle of March 2017. It is 10 days away from my birthday. So things that I'm accepting are hugs, love, and lots of happy birthdays. Okay, great, fantastic. So let's just get straight down to it tonight, guys, because we only have 30 minutes and I want to be very mindful of your time. Pretty much tonight, we are going to do some axe working. We're going to be sharpening the axe, just meaning that we're honing in on some skills that you might think that you already have down pretty good, but there's always sometimes a tweak that you could make that could make you even better. So school is never out for the pro. So here we are, all professionals saying, okay, what can I do better? How can I move forward in my business? I am going to have Crystal as my wing man, and somebody's off mute. So let me just, uh-oh. It's not letting me have the option of muting people. Isn't that fun? So all folks on here, if you don't see the little red line through your microphone, go ahead and press that for me because that would be fantastic. So anyway, so we are going to sharpen that axe tonight, and we're just going to really talk about how do you support your clients when you first start them on program. Okay, this is something that we think that we might know, but there is nothing better than going through all of those steps so you know exactly what you should be doing. So by a show of hands of all the lovely faces that I can see here, how many of you know that we actually have a daily text that we can send to our people? Yeah, so there's a couple hands that went up, and this is actually something I did not know for the longest time either. And it's not that my mentorship team probably didn't tell me, it's just that I didn't hear it, okay? So there is something that actually makes our lives a heck of a lot easier. And they're little daily texts that can start the day you order their kit. No joke, okay? What this is gonna do, it is going to completely and totally cut down the time that you need when you start your people. So I am actually going to send this because I think it's probably easiest just to send it to the Health Transformers page. If you are not a part of the Health Transformers page, please let your mentorship team know in your coach thread so they can add you. But I just sent that over right now. And pretty much it will take you day by day from the day that you order their stuff all the way through that first week. So it's something that you can send each and every day that links them in and ties them closer to the company. And then once again, it shortens the time that you have to spend on the phone with them because they've already gotten reinforced of all the things that they're supposed to be doing. Pretty freaking rock star, right? Everybody shake your head like a bobble. Okay, very good. So that's in Health Transformers. All you need to do is hold your finger on the part that you're supposed to, make it bigger, copy, and then paste it to that person's text. Boom. Like seriously that simple, okay? So that's the first thing that you guys can do. The second thing that you can do is send them the journey kickoff. So essentially it's the night before call, the journey kickoff call, whatever you want to call it. But that is a video that you are sending to your people the night before and before you speak to them the night before.
You see it?
Somebody's off mute
Oh, you're
again.
fine. It's under here. Oh, sorry. I'm muted.
So I'm sorry that my functionality is not working tonight. So with that kickoff call, that is something that you can find in Coach Answers. It's actually in Learn. And if you have not used Learn yet, you need to go use Learn. Okay, this is the at-home college course maybe that you want to call it. That really sets you up for success and takes you step by step. So you can find it in there. And because I'm pretty rock star tonight, I'm actually going to also put it in the Health Transformers group because I believe that when things are all in one space, and I'm going to put them all there tonight, that you're going to remember that's the one place that you can go to remember everything that we talked about tonight. So your journey kickoff call is getting sent over to the Health Transformers. Anybody that's not on training tonight is going to be like, why is all this stuff coming into this speed? It makes no sense. They're not on. Sorry, guys. We miss you. We do. Hopefully you're watching the recording. Okay. Crystal, anything to add to that so far?
I would just say that the daily texts are huge because not only does it send like a little tidbit in there, it sends them a video. It's just like a 2-minute video, and you get one every day of the week that they're starting. And I know my clients have told me how much they love the daily videos and actually miss them after the first week. But then I'm like, oh, if you miss those are great opportunities to tune in on Wednesday nights or on Thursday nights to all the little things, because those are the same things that you get those kind of things at. So it's kind of a little lead in to those other calls, which I love.
Exactly what she said. So did you hear how it's reinforcing everything that we're trying to do for these people? And we're trying to make it, of course, easier on us and easier on them. Because who wants to talk to their coach every day for half an hour when they're first starting program? Wouldn't it be so much nicer for them to be able to catch that little quip of what they need to learn throughout the day and then reinforce it that night with a 5-minute phone call to check in? Somebody keeps popping off mute. I apologize, whomever is doing that.
I would add too, Kate, on the Journey kickoff call. You guys, that thing is a lifetime saver. Since they came out with that, my night before calls have literally gone from 20 minutes to like 5. So if your night before calls, people have tons of questions and they're still going and I'm not really sure what I'm doing tomorrow, send them that video. It is a lifesaver.
Yes. And that video really, really, truly, honestly, truly needs to be sent. And you need to say, when you finish watching this video, let me know. Set up that time that you're going to talk to them that night and say it's at 7 o'clock. I'll send a message 5 minutes beforehand and be like, hey, we got a call coming up at 7. Did you get that video watched yet? Oh, no. Hey, let me know when you finish it. I'll still be available as soon as you're done. Get that video out of the way, because honest to goodness, then when you call them, you can say, hey, I am so incredibly excited for you to start. You watched that video. What questions do you have? Instead of, okay, this is how you start. Do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? You say, what questions do you have? Most of the time, they're like, wow, that video pretty much answered everything I had, except for they might ask 1 or 2 questions. You're like, awesome. This is great. This is wonderful. I'm so excited to have you start this. What time tomorrow night can we catch up after you've had your lean and green? And then you set up your next call. Okay. And you really, truly, honestly, truly need to be voice talking to every single person for the first 4 nights. It's not a text message. It's not a Facebook Messenger. It is, I call you. And this is something where some people, they're just, oh, no, 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 no. I don't need to be bothered. I really don't have time, blah, blah, blah. Be like, oh, I completely understand where you're coming from. I felt the exact same way before. And what I found is it's incredibly helpful, and it's something that we as a team do. So I am going to talk to you sometime tomorrow. Is it best, after the kids go to bed? Is it best right when you get off of work? What time is going to be best for you? So you're still giving them an option, but the option is not to not have a call. Okay. For your people to be successful, they need to use all 4 components of our system. You are one of them. And at that beginning point, you are like the number one, because they don't know what the heck they're doing, even though they watched a video. Because then they wake up the next morning, they're like, oh. And then they try. Okay. And then you call that night and say, okay, how did today go? So now I just kind of want to delve into what kind of questions you should be asking the first 4 days. Because sometimes we think we're asking the right questions, but what they're telling us is actually something completely different. Okay, so when you call that first night, usually my first question was, oh my gosh, exciting day. How are you feeling? Usually that's when they're just like, oh, completely overwhelmed, whatever. Or you have the people that are, oh my gosh, this is so freaking easy. Figure out where they're at and start listening and asking questions. Say, okay, well, how about you walk me through your day? What time did you wake up? Usually that's enough to get them started about talking about their day. Now, if they're like, yeah, so I ate some stuff and blah, 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 you need to slow that down and say, okay, so what time did you have your first feeling? What did you have? Fabulous. What time did you have your next fueling? What did you have? It might sound redundant, but what it's doing is it's slowing down their brain process to remember, okay, I ate at 8 a.m., I ate at 10:30, I ate at 11:30. So you can kind of see where they're going and where you can ask questions to help them get on track and do it the right way. When you get to that lean and green question, ask what time of day it worked best for them to have their lean and green. It's a great way to remind them it doesn't have to be dinner. Most people it is. And then you can specifically say, so great, what did you make? Oh, we had chicken and broccoli. That's awesome. So how much chicken did you have? They're like, it was about like the size of my palm. Okay, so did you not have your scale ready? Did you, remember you're supposed to weigh? So go ahead and open up that book to page 19. It has your chart. So let's find chicken breast. Okay, you see where chicken is? Okay, so 6 ounces, and that says cooked weight. So we always weigh after we cook. So you're reinforcing what they're supposed to be doing. Or you have the people that excel and they're just like, yep, I cooked it, I weighed it, it was 6 ounces. Fantastic. Did you happen to add a healthy fat? Oh, no, I forgot the healthy fat. Okay, well, if you look on that page 18, look in that little thing, the ones at the top, add 2 healthy fats, the ones in the middle, add 1 healthy fat, the ones on the bottom, you don't need to add healthy fat. So great, you know what? You didn't have the healthy fat in there. You can go ahead and still add that tonight. Oh, okay. Do you see where those healthy fats are in your book? Show them the guidebook again. Page 18, 19, 20, and 21 are the only 4 pages they really need to know. 18 and 19 are the Bible, okay? So keep guiding them right back to what they have at hand so that every time they think of a question, oh, 18 and 19 in that book. Because you're going to keep saying, well, if you just open that book to page 18 and 19, they're not going to be calling you every 5 minutes, which is great for you because you're working smarter, not harder, okay? Keep continuing with those same questions. How many ounces of water did you drink today? This is one where I have a lot of people say, well, I think I had 3 bottles of water. Okay, well, are you tracking that? Well, no, not really. Oh, you know what? In that book, if you keep flipping past page 18 and 19, you get to the back. There's actually a place where you can write down each of your fuelings, the times that you have them, and you can track your water. And I'm going to tell you something, especially while you're learning, it is the best time to use a place to write things down so that you don't forget. Because all the days, they get busy, you start, thinking the same thing over and over. So you can only really track and do successfully something that you do write down. So go ahead and use that. That's wonderful. So you're just guiding that person back to their resources that they already have. Okay, Crystal, anything to add to that?
I would just say that in the beginning, those first couple phone calls are pretty crucial. You're going to catch a lot of mistakes, I guess is the best way to put it, that your clients are making in those first 4 days. And if you can correct those in the first week rather than a couple weeks down the road and they're like, oh, I've been doing this the whole time. And you're like, oh, that doesn't really work. It's better to correct it in that first week. And that's why those first 4 nights, even if it's just a 5-minute, okay, tell me exactly what you did today. Okay, perfect. You're on track. You're doing good. That's great. Those are just things that really help set their whole journey up, honestly, because if you're trying to play catch up, 2 weeks down the road when they've been eating fruit the whole time, and I swear to God, it has happened. That's why I say it. Because they're like, what? I didn't realize I couldn't have fruit. You're like, what? Those are great things to catch in those first 4 days. So I know it seems redundant with every client, but it is a huge help because it's going to make a difference in their journey.
Reach, sister. It's very, very, very true. And the best information that you can get is when you actually ask the question rather than telling them what they're supposed to do. It is just a human trait that we don't like to be told what to do. I don't know if anybody else, me personally, don't you tell me what to do. But if you ask me what I've done, and then you ask me why maybe I've done that, or, hey, did you know that this is where you can find that information? You guide me. I was like, oh gosh, what a doofus. I knew that was there. I just completely forgot. Great. So just keep guiding them back to the resources. Something I know that Dan has said, I know that Megan doesn't like it. I personally think it's hysterical because I think the exact same way that, like, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, I don't want your journey to end there. I don't want you not to be able to get healthy because I got hit by a bus. You have all of these resources. Sorry. You have all these resources right at your fingertips. So please use them. And it's just a nice way of saying, okay, wonderful. Thank you for reaching out to me. Where's that little quick start guide? Okay, go ahead and open up to page 18 and 19. Did you guys hear that? You guys know what pages I'm talking about? Great. So if you're not using that, you should really get involved with page 18 and 19 of that lovely book. And then you can, after they get normal 18 and 19, be like, well, if you really want to be, excelling, go ahead and thanks, Krista. 20 and 21. Then that gives them, the little condiment guide and their snacks. So that is kind of how those first 4 days go. That makes sense, hopefully, everybody? Good. And it is redundant, those first 4 days, but guess what? With that positive way to keep asking them those questions, if they're not doing it correctly, then you're guiding them the right way. And then they're able to take control for themselves, knowing that they can do this. They have everything at their hands that they need. So after we go those first 4 days, most people are going to be in fat burn. They wake up that fourth day, they're like, oh my gosh, I feel amazing. The hunger is just not there today. I just feel great. Wonderful. At that point, I'm like, wonderful, wonderful. Things are going great. Do you have any more questions? I think you've got a great feel for what it is that you're supposed to do. Our normal check-in day is, and then I give them my check-in day. I will be calling you on that day. And then I'm also wanting you to meet part of our team. So when we first started, I told you that we team coach. So I cannot wait for you to meet one of the team coaches. So we're going to celebrate you on week 1. How does Saturday sound? And I'll throw out a day. And they're like, oh, really busy on Saturday. Fantastic. No big deal. How about Monday? And then I set up a celebration call. Everybody should be receiving a celebration call at week 1. Everybody. It doesn't matter if they say no. It doesn't matter if they say that they don't want to meet somebody else. It's really not an option. So you just presented, this is what we do. And I'm so excited to do this for you. So what day is better? Saturday or Monday? Set that up with your coaching team. It doesn't have to be your first in-person coach. So, it wouldn't have to be Tabitha for me. I could ask Jason as well. So if this person only had morning availability because of their job, I know that Tabitha's at work, but Jason's home. So I'll be like, hey, Jay, I need a celebration call. 9 a.m. on Monday. Will that work for you? The likelihood is he will say yes. Fantastic. On that celebration call, you guys, is where we are really reminding them about all of the components of this program. So you have coached them into fat burn. They really understand now how all of that works. And now what we're doing is saying, hey, congratulations for making the best decision that you've ever made. Usually when I do a celebration call, I ask them what their very favorite part of program is so far, because it's giving them something positive to think about and thinking about all the things and possibilities of the future to come. And then, of course, I plant seeds of coaching. Big one, folks. So all of you on here, you're on here for this training because you're actually looking to grow. This is something that you really should be doing with all of your people, so that, yes, it would be great to have 100 frontline clients. I'm sorry, I personally don't have time for that, but I love getting hundreds of people healthy. The only way that I can do that is if I have help, and that's by joining hands with fellow health coaches. Okay, so as your coaching team, we would love to present coaching to your people. Now, depending upon how seasoned you are, you've already made drops and seeds of, hey, health coaching is awesome. But this is just where another voice can come in and really talk to them about, hey, people are going to notice. Can I give you a suggestion? When people ask, this is all you need to do. Here's the options. You could actually be a health coach too. So that we're really benefiting for being, oh, that's odd. Being a health coach, for them becoming better in their journey. Because as all of us know as coaches, it helps us be more on track for our health, just being a health coach. And then that financial freedom that we found, the time freedom that we found, depending upon where you are in the scheme of things right now, the things that are offered through health coaching are just monumental. So that is the purpose of that celebration call. You must. And it doesn't have to be day 7. It can be anywhere in that second week. Okay. Make it work. Make it work for that person. Just make it work. Okay. Huge. Awesome. Crystal, I keep asking. Yes, please.
No, it's all right. I'll add something quick on that one.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
So you guys all know how when you are doing something and you have a question about something and you ask mom, but then mom doesn't give you the answer you want, you go ask dad. That's kind of part of the reason we do the celebration calls too, because you will be surprised how many times you are telling your clients something and you've told them this and you get on that celebration call and they will ask your mentor coach something that they've asked you like 100 times. And you're like, really? Like, I know we have talked about this. But when they hear it from a different voice, all of a sudden it will click for them. And it's kind of crazy. It's that whole mom, dad thing. It's what I relate it to. But that's another part of why we do those celebration calls, is because sometimes just hearing another voice come in can make all the difference.
Truth. Absolute truth. And sometimes when you are having a client having issues and you have asked the questions and you have gotten down to whatever that is, and you've already discussed it, and it's just that second hand of, oh yeah, so sometimes this does happen. Absolutely. So this is what you do. And it's the exact same reinforcement of what you've said. Boom. Your person's like, oh, okay. And you're like, I just said that. Doesn't matter. There's a reason we have a team, you guys. There's a reason. Use your team. All right. So we're getting short on time. Things to kind of touch on real quick is make sure when you're a coach, don't be a super coach. Okay. We are a guide. We are not a psychiatrist. But we definitely want to listen and hear what's going on in their life. Somebody's off of mute again. Can everybody check their little microphones? Magdalena, honey, my dear, you are off of mute. Sorry, I'm not calling you out on that. I just don't have the mute function. I just take care of it. Just make sure that you're not spending a half an hour with each person. Something that we also want to teach you is how to be duplicable. And if you're not having a lot of people sign up to be coaches, it might not be that you have a lot of coaches, or it's that you're super coaching. And I will tell you firsthand, who was guilty of that? Me. Bad. Okay. I am a nurturer. I'm a motherer. It's what I do. I like being the hero, apparently. Something I've been working on. But really, honestly, truly, people do not want to talk to you for a half an hour every night. And if that's what they think health coaching is, they will never become a coach. They also might stop answering the phone because they really do not. They love you, but they don't want to talk to you for 30 minutes every time you call. Okay. Those calls need to be 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes they are 5 because life is grand. Sometimes they do take a little bit longer because you know what? They found a trigger that really, really is difficult for them and you need to talk them off the ledge. Fantastic. Take that time. Don't ever blow somebody off, but make sure that they know that you have your coaching hat on and you guys can definitely talk about shoes on another phone call. Not that I love shoes and like to talk about shoes. Okay. Something else that I'm going to send you guys into that coach little messenger there are little leading questions that you can ask to your people. So you want to make sure that when you get past that first couple weeks, that you do change the things that you're asking. Okay. You're not going to keep asking them, what time did you have a feeling? What did you have for your lean and green? You need to start asking them leading questions that really help them open up their mind and their heart to the change that is happening through this journey. Okay. Anything that's in that little messenger feed, you guys can answer that. I apologize. I can't read fast enough. So just kind of look through those. And that's something that if you guys have questions, put those into your coach threads, ask your mentorship team how to ask those if you're unsure. And if you would like more training on those, we absolutely can do that in the future. But it's just kind of good to read through those and kind of figure out ways that you can evoke a response in people that's a little bit more emotional than, what'd you eat today? How much water did you get? That's monotonous. Nobody wants to hear that for months and months on end. It's more like, okay, so where do you want to go next? Now that you've done these amazing things, now what? And so it really kind of helps you ask those kinds of things. And do not ask all of those on one call. It's one or two, just to kind of see where things go. Other things to always reinforce on those calls are, so how did you like the training on Wednesday night for Habits of Health call? Oh, I wasn't able to get on. Oh, that's okay. Do you remember when I showed you how to get to those recordings? Oh, no, I don't remember. Okay, let me remind you how to get to those recordings. Same thing with Thursday nights. Hey, did you get on, our client Zoom on Thursday night? There are so many faces I didn't see you. No, I couldn't get on there. I was still at work. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry that you were still at work. Was that a really long day for you? Coaching seed. And then let me remind you of how to get to those recordings. Okay. If you don't know where those recordings are, once again, guys, use that coach thread. Us coaches actually love that because we'd like to know where you are and how much you know and want to know. Because then we are, making sure we have our checks and balances. So, Miss Crystal, are you raising your hand at me? No, you're just waving. Hi. She's just rubbing her wrist. Okay. So that's pretty much what we were going to talk about tonight. Real quick, I do want to bring Crystal back on because we are having an event this Saturday. And so Miss Crystal is rocking that. So Miss Crystal, please tell us all about what's happening this weekend.
Okay. So Saturday at 10:30 at the North Suburban Library, we are doing a share event, a Health and Hope event. These are really awesome, guys. I don't know if you've utilized them. I know I've seen a few of you there that have come, but these are huge to get people to. I had a coach that was really rocking a couple years ago, and we did one every month, and they were just awesome to bring new people in. Not only is it good community for our current clients, but because they can bring friends to, hear about the program. It was just a really good, that community thing that we talk about too. So make sure you invite. Personal invites do work best. It's not just a throw it up on your Facebook page and hope everybody sees it. Definitely those people that are on your hearts, send them the personal invite and say, I would love to see you. I will save you a seat. Come check out what we're all about. It's great to hear those stories of inspiration, and we are holding them monthly now. I think we found a permanent home at the library. It's kind of a nice midway point. It's a great space, and it's not expensive for us coaches that are doing it. So I would say that it's definitely going to be a monthly thing. So it's something that your clients can get used to seeing every month, that we're doing. Remind your current clients, we are doing a trading event that night too, or that morning. So if they have the feelings that they want to switch off, then there's going to be some trades going on, which is cool. I don't know, that reminds me if you guys saw, but they are no longer offering the onesie ordering option. Just wanted to remind you guys if you saw that little email come out. Yes, Kate, I see the mouth drop. Yeah. So used to be able to order just one of something to try it. That's not there anymore. So just throwing that out there. So you guys know that middle of April, thanks Tim, that it ends, that they won't offer that anymore. So if anybody has like one of something in their cart, I think it'll actually send them, I don't know if it'll get rid of it or change it, but they said to make sure you just tell your clients. So trading event is even more exciting then. So definitely something cool I think clients really look forward to. So when you're doing your client check-ins this week, remind everybody about it.
Abso-freaking-lutely. I did not read that email. Apparently, I've been too busy shopping with people or something. Blame Tammy for that one. And now my mute function works. I'm just letting everybody know that now my electronics work. Isn't that great for me? So time is up. I am going to go ahead and turn off recording. So anybody that is listening to the recording, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to do a little quick after party. So if anybody has questions, awesome. And maybe next time you guys can be with us live. Have a great night.